In an explosive televised spectacle representing the cosmic rebalancing of tragic hubris unfolding in real time before a global audience of billions, Meghan Markle's career implosion reached shocking theatrical apogees this week when Lady Gaga literally dragged the disgraced Duchess off the red carpet mid-runway. The cringeworthy calamity took place during Humzafar Trust's 22nd annual Lux Style Awards hosted in Pakistan, where Markle had no performance role, media participation, or any other credible reason attending beyond perpetuating her own celebrity delusions. What initially commenced as Meghan trying to upstage the entire internationally broadcasted gala with her signature attention-starved antics escalated into a full-blown security crisis once organizers identified the uninvited infiltrator masquerading in borrowed haute couture. Yeah, so we're not totally certain exactly how this uncredentialed nobody managed slipping past all premiere screening checkpoints and circumventing arrival logistics without any pre-arranged admission. But what's obvious in hindsight involves recognizing prototypical patterns manifesting early red flags for famously disruptive diva misbehaviors historically associated with certain discredited Z-list has-beens subsisting off public nuisance stunts alone, remarked one exasperated show producer, while dabbing forehead sweat recounting that evening's mayhem. When an ostensibly sane individual and nevertheless somehow subconsciously convinces themselves they're entitled circumventing every institutional formality regulating society through pathological grifter hustle, an entire crew of overworked colleagues start preparing contingencies fast. Indeed, by most credible accounts reconstructing the prima donna's farcical airport arrival in Karachi, Markle resorted unleashing signature diva tactics mere minutes into deplaning already rubbing staffers the wrong way with unreasonable accessory ultimatums. While Pakistani immigration officers patiently processed the Duchess's travel documents like any other civilian transiting customs declarations at Jinnah International, her ego apparently wasted no time berating terminal personnel over confiscating excessive contraband dripping obscene quantities of duty-evadable precious minerals and endangered animalia essences comprising her cosmetic accessories. I mean, what sort of utterly demented entitlement complex convinces somebody carrying $8 million worth of Burmese rubies and pulverized rhinoceros nail clippings through sovereign borders should basically expect waving illicit trafficked goods through inspection desks without any paperwork whatsoever? One immigration supervisor rolled his eyes while recounting initial red flags preceding Markle's broader meltdown hours later on the red carpet. We're talking about an alleged former royal attempting international transits while schlepping the ecological equivalent of briefcases full of charred ivory and Faberge shavings, like of course that's getting confiscated, subjecting these idiots to fines and interdictions. The public fracas first ignited after Markle successfully bluffed her way through customs by abandoning the contraband materials before transferring to the awards show venue via sanctioned caravan. Multiple eyewitness backstage accounts described the Duchess slipping into preparations behind the scenes among fashion coordinators busy making final wardrobe adjustments for that evening's invited celebrities. According to leaked security footage, Markle simply began helping herself accessing makeup and hair stations before applying unauthorized accessories filched from production footlockers housing luxury jewelry still being catalogued. You know, it's already pretty rich witnessing some grown dillweed who literally married into generational opulence expecting red carpet prioritizing herself over actual working talent comprising the backbone supporting these annual galas, scoffed one wardrobe assistant recounting initial confrontations over the Duchess's burgeoning sense of proprietary entitlement spreading through Lux-style venue corridors. But upon seeing this unaccredited rando sashaying around applying diamond-studded chopard combs intended for Deepika Padukone while borrowing Gigi Hadid's bejeweled Cartier emeralds reserved for choreographed ingress struts? Well, at some point a full-on deflating intervention becomes unavoidable. Tragically for the tens of millions invested toward flawlessly executing Humzafar Trust's biggest fundraising expositions annually showcasing Pakistan's empowered cultural renaissances before international investor consortiums, this proved the exact moment Markle began exhibiting acute symptoms of narcissistic injury spiraling into public defiance against all proffered correction. Despite repeated entreaties from Lux-style logistical managers politely reframing reasonable directives dissuading her from any further invasions accessing green rooms explicitly segregated toward securing invited guests' privacy with ironclad exclusion for uncredentialed riffraff, the disgraced divorcee allegedly reacted by hurling vindictive Twitter storms aimed at sabotaging the entire gala. Oh, She really started barfing these malicious quote-tweet soliloquies about Pakistani society still perpetuating systemic racism towards marginalized minorities by excluding all black women, meanwhile attaching retweets alleging bogus nepotistic corruption claims implicating award organizers accepting bribes from Indian corporate conglomerates. Remembered one exasperated social media content curator navigating Markle's attempted character assassination. Just because our team refused indulging some uncredentialed gatecrasher barging into dressing rooms swiping accessories literally as our featured talents were still preparing for makeup and hair call times, she automatically started dragging our country's heritage through gutter slanders. Upon piecing together that this allegedly subaltern marginalized, black woman's, petty fashion theft meltdown represented nothing more than self-promotional larceny angling toward another undeserved publicity hustle, Humzafar Trust organizers made the unanimous determination de-escalating the crisis necessitated involving higher caliber personnel prioritizing discretion and professionalism over hospitality. Which immediately precipitated recruiting Lady Gaga as an unofficial special envoy enlisting discretionary diplomacy in the form of forcible apprehensions and expulsions. Once the social teams flagged this active situation becoming a full-blown WMD situation threatening years of tireless logistical preparation with potential derailment over some rando entitlement tantrum, it just made sense and trusting an elite with Gaga's composure and decision-making credibility toward imposing battlefield prioritizations during high-stakes crises. Another producer nodded while confirming his team appealing for intervention represented their first interactions with Markle. Directly. Seriously. Who better qualifies as uniquely prepared assessing potential liabilities superseding performative niceties and just flat-out removing compromised assets from the premises under extreme circumstances? According to multiple behind-the-scenes videos covertly capturing the ensuing confrontation instantly detonating an international media supernova singularity, Lady Gaga reacted to Humzafar's overtures by springing into action while almost supernaturally sensing Markle's disruptive narcissism wavelength had entered a frequency overriding irreversible contamination thresholds. Gaga wasted no preambles accessing Markle's unauthorized green room and immediately tackling the Duchess out of her staging chair while delivering a prolonged series of scolding slaps to the face in one continuous motion. Before the renegade royal impostor could regain motor bearings, her ladyship already performed complex Aikido joint-locking maneuvers pinning Markle's torso against floorboards while expeditiously tearing chunks of hair extensions from the scalp. Listen here you repulsive bottom-feeding little grifter troll, I'm only delivering this single warning once more before I dislocate every fibula tendon in your body past the point of zero return. Remain absolutely motionless and zipped while my team strips all these disgustingly premeditatedly stolen outfit accoutrements off your worthless hide before we literally eject your unwelcome ass from the premises like the garbage everyone sees when they look at you, Gaga can be overheard threatening. Through operatic vibrato at one heat.